Hello and welcome. This is hashtag. This is your one-stop stop for all things trending. And my name is Vivian Ugucha. Always a pleasure to have you join us. I got my co-uncle here, guys. I'm not flying solo. He is the fantastic Ikechukwu. Hi.
Good evening, Vivian.
Good evening.
Electable Vivian.
Oh, hi. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm good.
All right. So if you're game, let's hit the ground running.
Yes, let's go.
We begin with hashtag Tech Queen. She is a Nigerian, US-based. She is known as the Tech Queen. Her name is Sapphire Egemasi, and she's currently facing up to 20 years in prison in the US. Why? For fraud. Guys, it is said that she's defrauded the US government of millions of naira, and she's done this alongside one Ghanaian called Sanwo-Olu. Gosh, I'm thinking, Ikechukwu, did she not learn from what happened to Hush Puppy? Also, another very popular, should we say Yahoo boy?
Yes, he's actually a Yahoo boy. This one's
a Yahoo girl. So there's a difference. Yeah, but people are calling her a Yahoo girl online. Why don't we go online, take a look at what people are saying about her, and then we'll have Ikechukwu talk about what he thinks about this tech lady turned Yahoo girl. Now, what's X saying? Director, good. Yaba Left Online says Nigerian tech queen Sapphire Egemasi faces 20 years in US prison over multi-million-dollar cyber fraud. There's another one. Let's take a look at it. General Earth says, don't envy what you don't understand. Many people have lifestyles that are funded on crime and fraud and other questionable sources, and it's important not to make them your standard. Face your front and your own journey. So what General Earth is saying is, regardless of what people do on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, on social media, basically, don't think it's real. Mostly it's not real. It's fake it till you make it. Sometimes they don't even make it. So what do you think of this tech queen, though, who is facing up to 20 years in prison for defrauding the US government?
Okay, so I'll start by talking about this generous message.
Yeah.
Actually, what we were talking about, I think a couple of days ago, we were having a conversation about cut your coat according to your clothes.
Yeah, and I was asking you, how's it?
Yeah, so that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Cut your coat according to your clothes. And that's what he's saying. You don't be pressured. Look at your own, work at your own pace and all of that. So
do you feel that pressure, though, when you go online and you see people flaunting their rides? I love beautiful cars myself. Flaunting their houses, their mansions. It's
actually about knowing who you are. If you know who you are, you will not feel pressured because you know that this is your ability and this is what you're actually capable of. So most times people do these things because they actually are not self-aware of their potential. I mean, if I have the potential to get about $20 million, for example, I shouldn't be pressured when I see people spending about $5 million. I shouldn't be pressured when I see people spend about $50 million because that's actually above my own, like they'll say, pay grade.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very instructive for us to actually know who we are first, and then when we know who we are, we can then start talking about actually how to actually go about it. But the case of this, it's also very important that we separate the difference between fraud, internet fraud, and Yahoo. Because yes, because
it's important.
Being dubbed the word tech queen means she's actually really into tech, and it's very important to also separate the difference between her and Hush Puppy, who's actually not a tech guy who actually commits internet fraud. So,
who is tech savvy? I'm talking about Hush Puppy. You're saying he's not a tech guy, but he's tech savvy.
So you can be tech.
Mind you, the alias tech queen is just online. It's what people on X are calling her.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Now, I'm saying if you say someone is, a tech person, use the word tech person.
I know why you're saying this, because you're a tech person. So.
No,
yeah, so this is actually nomenclature, yeah? But let's talk about the young lady.
So, no, why I'm saying this is that, when you look at, list of countries into tech fraud, what we call tech fraud, and, this is just cybercrime. Anyone can commit cybercrime. Right?
Yeah.
It could be hacking, it could be anything, it could be phishing, it could be anything. So when you say someone commits cybercrime, like she did now, right?
Yeah.
In this case, you say, okay, anyone can actually do it. But when you say someone is a tech person who commits a crime, it's very important to also separate it, because there are persons who are into tech and do almost different kind of stuff. So people who build products online and all of that. So countries that do, we have a list of countries that are topping the ranks when it comes to internet crime and cyber crimes. Nigeria is not even top 5 in the world.
Wow.
Right. So
That's news.
Yes, I mean CRIBI.
Yeah.
That's the acronym for it. CRIBI.
Okay.
That's China, Russia, India, Brazil, and of course Iran. So these 5 countries are actually the first 5. And the reason why we always have Nigerians in the conversation, there's no African country.
Yeah.
Why we always have Nigerians in the conversation is because Nigerians are very loud. Now, an African American can actually, defraud the U.S. government of this similar amount, and you don't get to hear of it. They move in a very discreet manner. I'm not trying to,
Do you know, you're so right. This did not just happen. This investigation has been on for a while.
Yeah, it's
the US is just allowing Nigerians to talk about it now.
Yes, exactly. It's the same with Hush Puppy. We saw how he was actually squandering money and doing all sort of show off online before he finally got caught. And it's so good in your own society. What they do is, they will do investigation, carry out every detail of the investigation before they come to you.
So covert operation.
But here, they will arrest you before they start the investigation. And that's why you see, our system seems to be very, very messed up. But it's so unfortunate that, these are the characters that actually make people who are doing legitimate tech business, appear like fraudsters.
But do you think there might be a light at the end of the tunnel? I remember you saying one time, was it you, that the correction facilities, correctional, is that what it is? Correctional facilities in the US are quite different from what we have in Nigeria.
Well.
So is she going to come out a different person,
Again, when someone gets arrested, there's always an opportunity for parole. So this parole is if you behave well in the prison, your sentence can be shortened.
Reduced.
Yeah, reduced. So if she goes in there, when they see that this person's attitude has changed and all of that, they can actually give her short time. And then she comes out. Again, it's also about the person. Sometimes some persons go there and come back still remain the same person. It doesn't really change them, right? These are the ones you call. You use the adage that leopard never changes. Whatever happens, no, come rain, come shine.
Is Hush Puppy out yet?
No, it's not out yet. But of course, pretty soon we want to expect that he might come out if he behaves well, and then come because before he went in, there's obviously he cut a lot of deal by actually bringing exposing a lot of persons who are actually into similar activities, because he wasn't actually the only one that was arrested afterwards. A lot of names were mentioned, and of course he actually gave the government a lot of information about how the system is being run and all of that. Before Hush Puppy, there was also a certain Invictus Obi that was actually arrested, and the guy was actually a tech person. This is not even just an intern. This one is a proper tech person. That was how I was actually trying to make that difference.
The differentiation.
Yes.
And I like the fact you did that. Very well said, Ikechukwu. Thank you so much. Can we let this particular hashtag lie?
All right.
Let's move to the next one now, which is hashtag Sanwo-Olu. So it looks like there is trouble in paradise. Yeah, I'm talking about what's happening between the governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, and his godfather. I can say that, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So for the second time this week, President Tinubu has snubbed the governor of Lagos State at events. In fact, the first one was on the 31st, and then the other one happened today. So you guys come with me, as I walk you through this timeline. I'm going to take you from one tweet to the other, from the 31st of May. Let's go online to find out what people are saying regarding this particular matter. Before the video, can we take a look at the tweet first? Let's take a look at the tweets. No, let's go to the 31st of May. It's a timeline. I want to walk the viewer from what happened from the 31st of May to date. So this one is from Sahara Reporters. It's actually the second one. The first one shows us what happened on the 31st of May, where President Tinubu refused to shake hands with the governor of Lagos State when the erstwhile Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly, who is also now currently sitting Obasa, when he had problems. This is what President Tinubu said. I see Sanwo-Olu's hand in Obasa's impeachment, and I'm not comfortable he could be that powerful. Tinubu tells Lagos Assembly members. So as at this point, when Tinubu was talking, Obasa was the erstwhile speaker, but after this whole drama, he was reinstated. And it looks like the president has not been happy with Governor Sanwo-Olu ever since. Fast forward to today now, there was a launch of the reconstruction of the Lagos Seaport Access Road 1. So, Imran Mohammed is quoting President Tinubu. I'm glad the Deputy Governor of Lagos State is here. This is the president talking now. Take it that we will revoke all those approvals given on setbacks. And please note that we are very serious about it. No more approvals for those unapproved islands being created illegally, President Tinubu. There is a reaction to this particular tweet. Let's take a look at it. So, hashtag says, if you think the mention of the presence of the deputy governor was accidental, think again. Goes to show just how much Sanwo-Olu has messed up. He's been frozen out by the looks of things. Now, this person seems to have a bias. I'm going to find out if Ikechukwu is going to be leaning towards Aztec in a short while. But in case you don't believe what we are talking about, let's take a look at the event on the 31st of May, where the president refused to shake hands with the governor of Lagos State. All right, now, there you go. I don't know if you saw what I saw, Ikechukwu. That was so cold.
Yeah, I mean, it's so obvious that something is amiss. There's a problem, you know. And like you rightly pointed, you know, earlier, that it could be because of the issues in the Lagos State House Assembly. And of course, I remember why the whole drama was unfolding at the point we were having a conversation about, you know, Obasa's never coming back and all of that, you know, until he actually came back. And then the moment we saw him with, you know, police escorts, when he went into the House of Assembly, we knew, okay, there's a federal backing behind this move, because you cannot walk into the Lagos State House of Assembly. That's the president's home ground, the state where is primarily the president's constituency, and then do this sort of things without, you know, an express approval from the president, also from some persons who are of interest to the president. And then I think I remember we were having a conversation about, you know, how much of a trouble Sanwo-Olu might be at the point, because Sanwo-Olu and Obasa actually had their differences, you know, as regards you know, who I think Sanwo-Olu was actually rooting for the lady who Mojisola Miss Miranda, yeah, who was actually the short-term speaker, because she was actually there for a few days, but before Obasa came back. And then when this whole drama was unfolding, it's actually a power play, and I think you know, the governor of the state would have handled this particular situation well, because when it happened, I think what you should have done is to actually reach out to, you know, people who actually are running the government, because outside what we see, there are people who are actually running the government. They are stakeholders in the party. You know, there are people who are actually very close to the president, like the chief of staff and another person, to sit down and say, okay, see, this is what I think. Okay, even if you want to actually hit your fellow party member, who is actually the speaker at the point, the idea of actually bringing in the DSS to actually pick him up and then make him actually run, you know, EFCC and all of that, I think that's what got Tinubu angry, because normally if there's an issue and the president hasn't okayed it, I think you should actually reach out to him for the fact that you guys are still very much in the same party. Now, what he has successfully done, or what this whole matter has done, is to actually, you know, throw the politics of Lagos in the open, show how dirty it is. Because I mean, when Obasa got impeached, a lot of us believe that it has never happened anywhere before. There's no way it's going to come back. Now, what it means is that we are what happened in Lagos just showed that the Nigerian politics is actually, you know, anything can happen, because it's
actually the more you look, the less.
Because it simply means that, you know what, you don't have to believe that, you know, anything is not possible, because when a law states that a man that has been impeached by law, and then we're expecting them to go to court, right? Now, all of a sudden...
They actually went to court.
All of it...
But he was reinstated before the matter.
Exactly my point. So when it came back, and then all of the things that happened, this guy got... This woman got removed. If I remember that there was a time she was threatened, her security details got removed, and all of that. At that point, I knew that there's a problem. People were advising her then to actually resign and all of that. The man who was actually rooting for her, the man who was very much behind her, was then the governor of Lagos State. But unfortunately, I mean, the bigger power actually won, and that's why I always tell people, before you actually go into a battle, you don't go into a battle you cannot win. The first thing you need to do is to actually size your opponent, look at what exactly. I think it was almost the same conversation we were having with Fubara yesterday. It was supposed to be a case of, study your opponent, understand the limit of their power before you actually attack them. I mean, if you're not as close as the president, because the president is by far the most powerful person in this country, and you know that this man is also not as close as the president, then perhaps you can actually give it a shot, because if you run to the president, you most likely win, because if the president calls a round table, he's definitely going to be leaning towards you because you're the closest man. But if you know this man is naturally closer than the president, or someone who is closest to the president is closer to the man than you, then of course you've got a problem. And that's exactly why he makes it. Now everybody sees Lagos state politics as a very dirty politics.
Yeah.
And a policy that does not respect the law, and it's reflected on the president. That's why exactly we are seeing what we're saying.
I'm thinking, what does this mean for Sanwo-Olu's political career if this kind of thing is happening at this moment? You do remember what happened to Ambode, and he's been very, very quiet.
True. For Sanwo-Olu, right? I mean, this is very much his second term in office, so he's got nothing to lose. Absolutely.
Yeah, but he might be aspiring to go further.
I don't think he's got that charisma to actually
or ambition.
Ambition. Well, he might have the ambition. But I don't think he's got the charisma. I don't think he's got that politicking.
Really?
Yeah, no, he hasn't shown. I've not seen it.
Okay.
Perhaps he's keeping it somewhere. But so far, I don't think he's got it.
This charisma you're talking about, which Nigerian governor has shown it to you, though? I want to understand what you're saying.
In recent times.
Would you say the former governor of Lagos State,
Fashola? Yes, okay. Absolutely.
I knew that was a
yes. So he hasn't shown it. Ambode also has it.
He has it?
Yes, he does.
But he's been quiet, though.
Of course, his wings has been clipped.
After he was denied the second term.
His wings have been clipped.
Yeah, but then does that mean he should lie low if he's got this charisma? If this charisma is a clincher, like you said, hey.
No, see, that's the thing, right? A tree cannot make a forest. Now, one of the things that got, I think Ambode's problem, why he actually left the government house after 4 years was the fact that he was very ambitious, and he allowed his ambition, get the better of him. He really didn't get.
And he probably stepped on some
You must have to step on toes if you're the governor of a state. You must do that at some point. If you look at Obasanjo's first 4 years, when he got to office, the first 4 years was very much, his hands were tied. He wasn't really free, but he didn't actually start making move in the first 4 years. He started making move in the second 4 years when he knew that there's absolutely nothing to lose at that point. Right. That's exactly how people who are ambitious think, but in the long run. But what Sanwo-Olu did at this point, like I was saying before, is that he really didn't study his opponents. If he had studied his opponents, he knows that Obasa is a very strong grassroots politician in Lagos. I mean, Agege's constituency is a very important part of Lagos winning politics.
The population alone.
So he's a very, and his family is very, very strong in Agege there. So for you, Sanwo-Olu, you really do not have any strong base in Lagos.
Well, you do flip this coin a little bit. You do know that Obasa, not just once, not just twice, would disrespect Sanwo-Olu in public.
So that's
a sitting governor.
That's the thing, right? If it happened, right, once, as a governor, you can actually approach Mr. President and say,
this is what's happening.
What is going on, right?
Who's to say that didn't happen?
If it did happen, and then the president says, what, don't worry, don't leave him there, let him continue. Then you just take your eyes off the ball. You just
eat the humble pie?
You just take your eyes off the ball.
Gosh, that must be difficult.
Because now is this not more difficult?
Oh, it is. In fact, talking about it being difficult, his deputy Hamzat, who happens to be Fashola's protege.
Yes.
Yeah, or will I say partner or teammate or whatever you want to call him. It looks like the shining star now in Tinubu's eyes. In fact, at this particular, hold your horses. Yeah, I'm going to have a comment on this. There's a video where President Tinubu acknowledged Hamzat instead of the governor. And that is trending like mad online. In fact, we give credit to the TVC for this video. Why don't you take a listen to the president as he talks?
Building expansion, building of infrastructure to enhance road architecture and return on investment. Please, our dear governors, let's work together. Don't give planning approvals without collaborating with the Surveyor General of the Federation and Ministry of Works on these roads. Please, I appeal to you. And I'm glad the Deputy Governor of Lagos State is here. Thinking that we will revoke all those approvals given on the setback already given. And please note that we are very serious about it. No more planning approval for those unapproved islands being created illegally. Thank you very much.
You saw Femi Hamzat there.
It says a lot, but
Yeah.
again, I'm trying to look at it from another angle.
All right.
It's very possible that this section of, this part of the business in Lagos is...
Didn't need the presence of the governor.
Yes,
well,
didn't need the approval of the... Oh, no, let me not use the word the approval. I think I would rather say perhaps that part, of Lagos is very much, under the deputy governor.
Yeah, and so the governor can't be there while his deputy is there.
Well, I'm just trying to make sense.
I know you're trying to wrap your head around it, yeah. But this is like a repeat of what happened on the 30th of May. So people are saying online that, the cookie has definitely crumbled, right? So we're talking about what this also means for Hamzat's career politically.
Well, Hamzat have been around
Yeah.
the power block in Lagos for quite a while.
He also is from a well-known family too.
Yes,
yeah.
and I think one of the reasons he actually didn't get the Lagos ticket after Fashola was actually he's a Muslim. Fashola is also a Muslim. So
the Muslim ticket.
no, he's supposed to be Christian then Muslim.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Ambode is a Muslim, so he had to. So I'm not going to be surprised. It might not be this time. It might be a couple of years later. Perhaps Hamzat will want to be governor of Lagos if he continues, the way he's been behaving. Because this sort of thing, sometimes they reward your loyalty by, a couple of years you've been. And sometimes you don't have to be a star quite early in your life. Some persons are actually late bloomers, some persons are actually early bloomers. So it depends on, how, his star is. And perhaps maybe in his 60s, it has become, the governor of Lagos someday. So I don't know.
In his 60s. It makes me smile for you to say it. I was just reading an article not too long ago where there was a research, and this researcher, scientists actually say that people who hold offices, especially political offices, age faster than normal because of the pressure. So I'm thinking if a 60-year-old becomes the governor or the president, it might not be easy though. That might be outside of what we're talking about. But hey.
Apart from government, apart from politicians, naturally, if you do a lot of work, if you do work that has to do with mental, even physical work, you tend to actually age faster because, you think all of the time. The number of energy that you consume while you think is so enormous, right? So, yes, it's actually very true, the research. And perhaps it's definitely going to get it someday. I don't know, but the way it's structured in Lagos, there are certain order of things. Just one mistake and then you're very much out of the whole equation. I think a couple of years ago, the likes of Obanikoro and Co were very much, close to the president. But of course, Aregbesola of this world, who later became governor of Osun. But today they can actually see eye for eye.
Yeah.
It's politics and it's all about interest.
It's interesting you talked about Aregbesola not seeing eye to eye with the president and all of that. So I'm saying, how do you see this snowballing, or what do you see it snowballing into? Is this going to be another Fubara Part 2 case where you see people come online and bash Sanwo-Olu for being weak when he goes to beg the president? I'm saying, do you see him going to make peace with the president to say, my Oga, whatever it is I've done, forgive me?
I want to believe that he has already done that.
But the president is giving him the cold shoulder.
But then, I mean, it's one thing for me to forgive you. It's another thing for me to jump into, laughing with you in the next minute, right? So
it takes time.
This is one of those things, and sometimes there are certain things you do. Yes, we can actually settle, but then we can never be close. Loyalty is broken, and this is perhaps might just be the limit for Mr. President. So he's human, and there are certain lines that we humans draw. Perhaps he's crossed the line. If it's about forgiveness, perhaps he has. I mean, it doesn't take the Mr. President anything, or people who actually who don't want to see him around the president to actually start putting him under so many pressures by flashing the EFCC card or some other kind of cards, right? And even if he leaves government house, then we'll be able to really understand the level of problem he's actually saw in his hand with at this point. Perhaps maybe when he gets out, start saying yes, he's trailing him. Maybe then we'll know, oh, perhaps this guy really did something. But for now, I want to believe that yes, he's been forgiven. Just go do your thing quietly
and leave.
And then just leave.
And just go and be quiet. Yeah, but let's talk about Sanwo-Olu a little bit before we put this particular hashtag to bed. He seems like a gentleman. If you go online, people call him dad. The man no like wahala. In fact, before he became governor, he was a commissioner. Not much was known about him. He was selected, allegedly, as people will say online, and placed there instead of Ambody, who used to be his colleague. Now, would you say that him being a gentleman is in his favor, or would you say there is no gentleman in Nigerian politics?
It's good you talked about this gentleman thing, right?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, people who really know Nyesom Wike before he became, all this powerful, before he became the governor of Rivers State, it was very calm. I talked about the image of him holding umbrella for the then President Goodluck Jonathan. Politicians are naturally very humble until they get very close to power.
Is it just politicians? Power basically intoxicates.
Power intoxicates, yes. But then, of course, I'm talking about politicians at this point because they actually the emphasis in this conversation. You see, Sanwo-Olu as a person, we cannot really judge. I mean, people can have a very, peaceful disposition. Yeah. But then their hearts can be extremely rotten. Why some persons have this jivey, attitude. You see them, this guy, but they calm down. But then within them, you see these guys are very, very calm and peaceful. They don't want trouble. So I don't like to judge people by their disposition. I mean, Sanwo-Olu is actually not different from Sim Fubara in terms of their misdemeanor, but it doesn't change anything, right? For me, I want to look at the heart. I want to see what you do as a person. I want to see how you actually interact with people. I think he went too far with the way he actually treated it, because if the powers in Lagos or the Mr. President and co are actually very much against him for this at this point, it means that something must have been said to him before he started that thing, or he didn't consult anyone, before taking that step. And it shows that if such persons, gain access to full power, he's definitely going to abuse it.
I don't know if I agree with you totally, but hey, that's a safe place for us to land on this particular hashtag. Are you ready for a quick trip to the US?
All right, let's go.
Yes, let's do it, guys. It is hashtag Meghan Markle. She is the Duchess of Success, wife to the beloved Prince Harry. But do you know that, I'm saying beloved, maybe in America, in Nigeria, but this couple, I'm talking about Harry and Meghan, are not really loved in the UK, really. Yes. In fact, this is what happened. This week, Meghan posted a video, never before seen video, 4-year-old video, I can tell you that, of her dancing. It wasn't just her, though. It was herself and her husband, Prince Harry. They were dancing in a hospital room. And Meghan was twerking, and this has got the Brits up in stitches, I can tell you. They're saying, why would the princess twerk? That it is unroyally and all of that. But this was what happened, yeah? Meghan was having a difficulty putting to bed. Her delivery was 1 week overdue. And she said this happened with 2 of her children. So in order to induce labor, she was asked or she was advised to dance. And so she was dancing together with her husband. And in commemoration of Lilibet's birthday, I'm talking about their daughter now, who is 4 years old really now. Megan put up this post and it's got tongues wagging online, especially in the UK and also in Nigeria and the US. Why don't you take a look at the Duchess and her princely husband dancing in the hospital?
When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mamas, this your song. Been pregnant for way too long. Now tell the DJ turn it off. Turn it off.
If she a baby mama,
Go ahead.
she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you. She gon' do that baby mama. Drop,
Drop it down, drop it down, down low.
drop,
Drop it down, drop it down, down low.
drop,
Drop it down, drop it down, down low. Do the baby mama when I step out on the floor. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, oh. Hit the baby mama when I'm stepping through the door. Yeah, I'm pregnant, but I got an ill flow. Tryna make some money, buy some huggies from the store. S to the T-A, double R-K, to the E-I, S-H-A. And I don't play, doing my way. Prego, but I'm still doing moves like Beyonce. Yeah, I said I'm pregnant, get the child support and pay my rent. Pay my rent, your opinion is irrelevant, cause I'm a baby mama, I can do just what I wanna. Turn up.
If she a baby mama, she gon' do that baby mama.
Work.
She gon' put it on you. She gon'
Oh my gosh, it's just really to watch 2 of them. I'm a fan, really. Yeah, I'm a Meghan Markle. You watch Suits, right?
I know her.
You know her? Yes, I know, right? That's how she became popular as an actress. But the thing is, I'm imagining what these 2, their household would be like, really. It must be fun from morning till night, I can tell you that. But hey, in the UK, people are bashing her from left to center, or from left to right, from north to south. But then again, she's got some fans online. Let's take a look at this tweet. It's in reaction to the Duchess. Some people are loving the video, really. Let's take a look at this tweet now of someone. Did you like the video, though?
I like the video.
That baby bump, gosh, it's
Very
massive.
big. Very big, like very big.
Very big.
Scary.
But she carried herself well.
Very well.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, couples will always do, fun, have fun and do very...
Not all couples, so I can tell you that.
That's why I said couples.
You should say some couples.
I said couples. I didn't say all.
But you should say some.
Okay, woman. Some.
Okay.
Some couples will,
Yeah.
naturally, have a happy moment. Stuff like this, videos and all of that online, have fun and all. But there's a thin line between, just having fun and knowing why you're having fun.
Oh my gosh, where are we going with this?
So, just having fun in this sense is...
Mind you, this is not just them having fun. This was done in order to induce
But
labor.
at that point, they were having fun because they were dancing.
That's the essence of it all. They wanted to take her mind
My
off
point
of
is,
and it worked.
see, the thing is, knowing why you're having fun is key,
Okay.
right? Because Meghan is not just an ordinary woman. She embodies royalty. She embodies an age-long tradition.
Oh my gosh, you're sounding like a Briton, right? Like a British person.
So
right
yes,
now.
I understand why they're furious. The royal blood in the UK, right? If you see them when they appear, you see how graceful they are. Even though they can go into their closet and twerk and do all sort of things, you don't show these things. I'm not angry she made that video, no. But posting that video, they naturally didn't even see you as, they didn't really welcome you. You know that first. And then you went ahead to do the video. I don't have issues because you have a reason to do it. Now, posting that video, come on. You just set yourself up for drag. That's what she did. She
posted a video 4 years after. This is to make
Why
a
did she
statement.
post it?
Now, if you follow these 2 people, yeah, I've been following them, yeah. They told us from the beginning that they were going to break the mold of British royalty.
Why?
They said it.
Why?
It's their life.
That's the point. See,
it's their life.
See.
They want to be like that. Harry said he's been stifled all his life of being rigid.
Let me tell you
and
something.
And that Meghan was like a messiah.
Let me tell you something. This is a problem I have with. This is a problem I have with people who want, to take over a traditional stool without respecting, the tradition and what the stool comes with. Let me give you an example.
So who are you pointing your fingers at now?
Let me give you an example.
Meghan?
The guy.
You mean Harry?
Yes,
Call him Harry. He's Prince Harry.
Prince Harry should know better.
Thank you very much.
He should know better because at this point he's supposed to lead his family. See, royalty comes with leadership, comes with wisdom.
Ikechukwu, so if you are a prince and your wife, the princess, is having problems with labor, put into bed, and you're advised medically to dance with her, okay, you will do it, yeah?
I'll do it.
But you're saying never ever post the
video. That's what I'm saying. That's where she
does. So your grouse is...
It's with posting it because you know what will happen.
But they don't care. She's saying this is in commemoration of Lilibet's first year birthday. Lilibet, by the way, was the baby, that very big baby in that
Do you know how royal families from other parts of the world, because they get to sit and have conversations, right? There are certain ways you present and carry yourself. Now, when they sit, right, that's a slap on the face of the Brits.
Do you know that royals, the British royal family, would never ever allow any of their princes, I'm talking about princes, like not princess, their princes, to marry an actress until Harry did it. It was a big deal though.
That's what I'm saying.
So they already broke the mold. They already told you, they set the pace.
My point,
you guys watch out for us, we're not going to do things.
My point is this, right? He was also stripped of certain rights, right?
He did it willingly. He even asked to be let go. And then he moved with his wife from the UK to the US.
The thing is this, right?
Yeah.
The thing is this. I understand what you're saying. Like I said, I don't have issues.
You don't sound like
you
understand.
Wait. No.
I'm waiting.
Wait, see. I get your point. My point is, you know what comes, responsibility that comes with this. It's just like people who want to be, who want to sit on, an age-long tradition, stool, a traditional stool, perhaps years ago, let's say, for example, a Shango stool. Maybe the king, the first king of that particular village is actually, for example, Shango, and then people come after it, the descendant of Shango, and there's certain rites, that is done or performed for that stool to actually remain. And then from somewhere, you say you are a Christian, and then you want to sit on that stool. Come on, why must you be a king? Why must you sit on that particular? Why must you enjoy the privilege of that seat? And then go against the tradition. That's what I'm saying.
But not too long ago, a Christian actually became a traditional ruler in the Southwest. And we had a Pastor Adeboye.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but it happened.
See, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm saying...
In a nutshell, what you're saying is Meghan...
should have respect... See, let me tell you something, Vivian. They both understand the implication of this, but they just don't care.
Yeah, like, we don't care, man. We don't even care about you. We don't care about Ikechukwu or the British audience.
And you're loving it.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I could watch it over and over.
And you're so comfortable with seeing people, abuse the tradition?
Tradition. This is
you don't care about tradition.
You just opened Pandora's box, yeah. And if we are going to follow this rabbit trail, really, it's going to take us forever. What you've done is to set us up for a part 2 of this Meghan Harry talk. And we probably would do it, but we've got to wrap things up. But I actually enjoyed arguing with you.
You say that a lot.
Yeah, I do, right? But you've been fantastic as usual, Ikechukwu.
And you too.
Thank you so much. Amazing. Yes, so big thanks to everyone who contributed to making the show a success. Bigger thanks goes to you for watching, guys. Vivian, why don't you join me top of the hour for News Hour? Until then, bye.